All right, Chris, thanks so much. Look, Dr. Scott Hamilton is here with us, and Dr. Hamilton, it's hot outside.
I'm ready to mow the lawn. This is how I mow the lawn.
Is it really?
Yeah, my kids make fun of me, but again, it's hot. And it's
Absolutely.
record heat, so
Yeah.
you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. If you're outside cutting the grass, I know I have to take breaks. I have a huge water jug out there.
Yep.
Exactly. So it's important though to notice when you're kind of getting hot, and it's going to happen.
Right, and in the pediatric emergency department at Ochsner Lafayette General, we'll see a lot of sports heat injuries coming up this
football season.
Yeah,
right.
Football season. Yeah. They're out there working out, and it takes a while for an athlete to get acclimated. So you have to take care of your athletes ahead of time so they don't come into the emergency department and get really sick.
Yeah, and look, the STM has their 7-on-7 event that started yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it started yesterday.
Already?
High school football's back. So, yeah, it's important, but they should have been training. What is heat exhaustion?
Heat exhaustion is when it gets too hot and your body just can't handle it. You can't sweat enough to get rid of the heat, and you start to sweat more, your body temperature rises, and that starts to affect your brain. You have headaches, you get dizzy, you start to get kind of woozy, muscles cramp, and that's the early signs. If you get the kid out of the heat and into shade and rehydrate, you might have them be okay to do the rest of the practice. Right. However, if they get the heat stroke, then you're in real serious trouble.
Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on them, and it's a different day and age when it comes to training, because old school was like, hey, no water,
get them
no
out,
water,
kill them, no water, and when they've collapsed, then you've done a good job as a coach.
Yeah.
Wrong. When they collapse, it's time to call 911.
Correct. Yeah, and so now I know for a fact, and talking to Coach Louis Cook over at Notre Dame, they have extended water periods where they, especially during the hot times, a lot of the coaches feel that way as well.
Right, but you got to get your kids to prehydrate too. Teach them to drink ahead of time, because by the time, if they really start getting in trouble, they start getting confused, start staggering, or even lose consciousness, then you're in real trouble. It's time to call 911, get the kid in the shade. And here's preventing a heat injury.
Yeah.
Particularly now when it's so hot, you have to have practice early in the morning when it's not so hot, or late in the evening. Save those middle of the day hot hours for recovering. Slow heat acclimatization. It takes an athlete 7 to 14 days to get used to the heat. And you got to hydrate before practice. I see kids who, they get up, they roll out of bed, they go to practice, they haven't drunk anything before, they aren't drinking during practice. Coaches got to hammer into them to hydrate before and during practice. And finally, for football players, definitely delay wearing heavy equipment. Save the helmet, save the pads for 2 or 3 weeks into the practices, because again, that stuff is just too hot and heavy while you're getting acclimatized to the conditions.
When real quick, what about like liquid IV, stuff like that? Can you take too much of that?
Well,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, all that stuff is, you pretty much just need water and maybe a little glucose and a little salt, okay? So dilute Gatorade is fine.
Yeah.
All those products, plain water is fine. So all those products, if you want to spend extra money, sure. But really, just
water does it.
Water
does it.
And a few calories. So, and then the kid gets super hot, then get them in the shade, okay?
Look, that's 7 years bad luck.
Get the cold towel on them, get the fan going.
Yeah, give me the fan.
And if they're acting odd, call 911.
Dr. Scott Hamilton, thanks so much. We'll be right back. More Pot Spot 2 after the break.